Do these exercises for glorious glutes. Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek, Fitness, and the obvious clickbait title because I do not have glorious glutes. But I do train my glutes, obviously, with the squats and the deadlifts and the lunges and the swings and things like that, the compound exercises that, you know, with lower body training that normally hit your glutes. But I also do believe in doing isolation exercises for your glutes. Hence, I do hip thrusts and I do glute bridges as well. I throw those into my training, and of course I train at home or at the office, or you know, when I'm out traveling, I keep a little bit of gym equipment in the trunk of my car. So I always like to stay consistent with my routines, and these are the ways that I train my glutes at home. I don't have a barbell. I don't have weight plates. My dumbbells are the rock weights. They're filled with concrete, you know, and I have kettlebell rock weights filled with concrete, or I have kettlebells here in my office. The bells are steel adjustable kettlebells. I've got sandbags. So I have various ways of training my glutes to do various exercises. Also, I have resistance bands. Those come in quite handy. So usually when I'm doing squats, it's typically with a heavy sandbag of some kind and some weight vests, you know, one of the various kinds of weight vests I have, depending on where I'm training, or I'll use the dumbbells or something. I do like to do like Spanish squats with the resistance band. That works well. And, you know, lunges are fine with any of that equipment. So I'll do swings with my kettlebells. You know, sometimes I'll do it with my sandbag, but a lot less now that I have the rock weight kettlebells or my bells of steel adjustable kettlebells here at the office. I do swings with those, goblet squats, whatever. So the lunges and the squats, and I guess deadlifts will hit them, and then swings. I don't really do a lot of deadlifting. If I do, I use a resistance band because, again, I don't have a bar, and I think, you know, doing RDLs or whatever with the kettlebell is kind of not really my thing either. I don't really focus too much on that. So usually it's the swings and the squats, and occasionally I'll do lunges, but not much. But beyond that, just the typical exercises with whatever gear I have on hand. I do like to do glute bridges, which you can use a band for that and it goes a long way, or you can just put a weighted object like a sandbag or a kettlebell or something, a dumbbell, in your lap, and just do glute bridges that way. Or if you want to do hip thrusters, you know, I have a plyo box or use a chair in my office and put a piece of equipment on that. A good way to train your glutes with resistance bands and do hip thrusts is you can do it standing if you anchor the band behind you and just kind of wrap it around your waist and just do hip thrusts that way. That works rather well if you don't have anything heavy on hand. So there are various ways that you can actually do glute training in isolation with the various types of equipment that you might have, even if you don't have like a bar and weight plates to do normal hip thrusters or whatever at a gym. So there you go. Those are the ways that I train my glutes at home, whether it's in the compound exercises that I do for leg day or when I add specific isolation exercises like the glute bridge or the hip thruster. Many different ways to skin that cat, so to speak. So there you go. What do you do to train your glutes? Let me know in the comments, and I appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.